So this is a Lunar Venus 570. Going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, hitch, jockey wheel and handbrake is all something we'll go through in person here on site. You've then got your gas bottle in the front locker with the reverse thread fitment going into the bottle and your gas valve on top. On the side of the regulator you'll see that yellow tap, and that is a gas shut-off valve if you wish to isolate the caravan from the rest of the gas system. Coming down this side of the van, you've got your Truma heating vent, so essentially your gas flue on the side of the van, a bit like you got on the side of your house. Works in the same sort of way, you don't need to uncover it at all. Just essentially turn on the gas systems and that is ready to go. You've then got your wind down leg on the far front side of the van, and you have one of these in the same place on the opposite side of the van also. Then got our water pump connection. So the water pump, very simple to put in place. You pull back the blue trigger and push the pump in, and the same to release, and the actual pump drops down inside the aqua roller itself. You've then got your battery box with your mains lead connected to the caravan, as you can see. So we're connected to power, gas and water for the purpose of handover. And then we've got the two fridge vents. These essentially allow the hot air out the side of the fridge unit, and also on this end you've got a gas flue for the gas system for the fridge. The wheel nuts will torque before the caravan leaves site to 120 Newton meters, so you can see they're being tightened correctly. On the side of the van also, we have two grey waste pipes, so the fresh water that goes in the front and goes through the sinks and the shower, etc., comes out of these two pipes here. There are two bits of grey pipe in the front locker that you push into place and drop down into your waste master. Coming further back down the side of the van, you've got the toilet flush tank. This takes 3.5 litres of water and a capful of the pink fluid. So 3.5 litres and a capful of the pink fluid. In the bottom locker, you've got your toilet waste cassette. Very simple to remove. You pull up the blue handle on the bottom, pull the cassette towards you. The neck here turns out so you can tip the waste away. And on the back of the cassette, you've got the blue pressure relief button there, so when you're tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. It is on wheels also, so you can pull it along, and the handle in the top here actually pulls out to allow you to do that. On the back of the van on either side, you've got your wind down legs again, as you can see. So we've got one down for the purpose of handover, but when you are using the van on site, you'd have all four legs down. However, you would never lift the caravan off the ground with the wind down legs. They are there for stabilising the van and not lifting the van. You would use a trolley jack or a bottle jack to raise the van if you ever needed to. Coming down the door side of the van, you've just got your wheel and then the wind down leg again at the front of the van. So we'll go on to the inside of the van now and demonstrate how that works. So as you can see, we've got water, etc. connected on the outside, ready to demonstrate the system's working. First of all, I'm just going to run you through the cooker, just to show you everything's igniting the way it should. And the hob. It might take a second to get gas up. So I can just turn the gas on. There we go. Okay, so that's your hob ignited, and as you can see, all three rings are lit and burning as you'd expect to see them. Turn them off now. One thing to remember is when you have had the gas hob on, it does actually remind you on the back of the lid here, remember just never to shut it down once it's been on. Always allow the hob to cool down before you shut that lid down. The oven has also got the grill built into the top of it, so I'll just ignite again both of those so you can see they're all working as you'd expect them to. There we go. So that's the hob working, and then you've got your oven at the bottom, which again, see igniting up the way you'd expect it to. So that's your oven and grill working again the way you would expect it to be. The fridge we're going to run through next, very simple to use. You've got 240 mains here and the temperature control when you're connected to mains power. You've got your 12 volt supply for when you're travelling down the road, so essentially when you're connected to a car you can use the fridge as a cool box to get the beers and wine nice and cold when you arrive on site. And if you wanted to the 12 volt supply will run off the battery on the car, not the battery on the caravan, so you can't use that as a power source when you are on site unless you're left connected to your car and your car running continuously. The fridge, again, works on gas. So as you can see here, you've got a gas symbol at the bottom, and to ignite it on gas, you've got a pilot light on this side, which will go, this orange line here will go around into the green when it is fully ignited. But to get it to work, pressing the temperature valve, hit the igniter, and you'll notice in a few seconds, once it gets gas through the system, he says, so as you can see now, it has ignited on gas, and that orange line has gone round into the green. Once it has ignited on gas, you always continue to hold the valve on the temperature just inwards, just to make sure that it has fully ignited, and you'll hold it in for about 5 to 10 seconds once the orange line has gone into the green. You'll then slowly release the valve, and at that point the thermocouple should be warmed up, so it allows the fridge to continue chilling on gas. Again, on gas, you've got the temperature control just here, the same as for the electric. I'm just going to turn that back off for now, and you'll notice that red line instantly drops back down due to it being turned off of the gas. So to fill the water system on board the caravan, which is the next thing we're going to go to, you're going to come underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the van, lift up the cushions, and underneath here you'll see a yellow valve down on the floor. Now that yellow valve is the drain down valve for the water system on board the caravan. When that valve is parallel with the floor, it'll allow you to fill the water system up, and when that valve is pointing towards the bottom of the seat, it will actually drain the complete water system down. To fill the system though, what you need to do is make sure that valve is parallel with the floor, as I've previously mentioned. You'll come to each tap on board the caravan with your aqua roll connected, and you will actually notice I've already filled the system, but what you'd essentially do is open all the taps up on the hot side of the water heating of the water system. So that's the sink in the kitchen, the sink in the bathroom, and the sink on the shower, as you'd expect. And then at that point, you come over to the control panel above the door, which I'll quickly run through while I'm over here as well. And you turn the water pump on. As you can see, the green light's on. Eventually, once all the air's out of the system and the water's coming through, you'll have water running continuously out of every tap. And when it has got water running out of all the taps continuously, you can then shut all the taps off and go to your water heating, which I'll come to in a moment. So on this control panel, you've got the mains power on. So if I turn that off, all of the power inside the caravan will go off. You've got your roof light inside the van. You've got your awning light, you've got your leisure battery voltage and the vehicle battery voltage, depending on what you're connected to. Then this in the centre here, you'll see that it brings up the leisure voltage as a graph. To the right hand side of that, you'll actually notice that we've got the control panel for the water heating and hot water. To access the panel, you'll press the central button, and the first icon we come to here that is flashing will be the room temperature for the caravan. So you very simply spin the dial to the temperature you want it to be at. So for instance, 25 degrees, and you'll press the central button to set the heating temperature. If we come across to the right, when we've got on this panel here, or control screen here, you'll notice when we go to the water heating. So we've got the water heating on at the moment, just so it's warmed up, ready for when you get here. So you've got boost, hot, or eco. The eco is just a low temperature around 30 degrees, just to allow the system to warm up. Hot, as it says on the tin, and then boost is for when you're showering or washing up on board the van, and it's a 30-minute time boost. So once I press this button, it will stay active for 30 minutes, and it'll allow the water system to warm up a lot quicker. Next one across here, which probably looks a bit confusing, but there is essentially letting me know that we can run the system on gas or electric. So we'll press the button here in the center again, and you've got gas on its own, so you press the central button to get the heating and hot water system to run on gas. Mix 1, which is 1000 watts of power and gas at the same time. Mix 2, which is gas and 2000 watts of power at the same time. Electric 1, 1000 watts of power on its own. And electric 2, 2000 watts of power on its own. Here on site, we're going to run it on electric 1. However, when you do arrive on a site, for instance, if it's your first time going to that particular site, you're probably going to need to ask in the site office what power you can run your heating and hot water on. And then you can set it accordingly on this control panel. To get your blown air heating to come on, we'll go back to here, the fan symbol, we'll press the button, and you've got eco, high, or boost on this particular van. To get the van to warm up a lot quicker, you use the boost. Overnight, I'd probably advise using the eco, and the high will be high, as in like a bit like your fan speed in your car. The boost works a bit like when you put on your aircon, for instance, when it blows a lot quicker. With the heating, it will take about 40 minutes to an hour to warm up completely. And I advise you have the fan speed on low to start with, just so it's not cooling the heating system too much. Then once it is on high, or once the heating has warmed up, then you can put it onto high or boost for blown air heating. Next thing we're going to come to is the microwave. Sounds silly coming to the microwave, however it has an eco button on the front of it to wake it up. A lot of people don't realise that button's there. The microwave is essentially, like I said, an eco microwave, so after 5 to 10 minutes of it not being used, it will actually turn itself back off. And it's got all the normal settings, 10 minutes, 1 minute, 10 seconds, all that sort of thing. But you've got quick start on the front here somewhere, as you can see. Just so you can see it's all working as it should. The last thing we're going to go through on this caravan is the toilet system in the bathroom. Now, it's a pump flush on this particular van, so essentially you'll pull the handle up and down to flush the toilet system. You've got a full indicator warning on the side of the cassette, so when it's green, the toilet cassette is empty. That's the waste cassette under the van. And when it turns red, it actually means the toilet cassette is full. On the front of the toilet, you've actually got a grey waste handle just down the front here, and you'd push that across to allow the toilet waste to go in the cassette under the van. Do advise when you're not using the loo to shut it back off so no smells come back inside the van. However, before you use the loo, you'd essentially open it up so the waste goes straight down into the cassette under the van. The toilet seat does turn for your convenience. However, when you are removing the toilet cassette from the outside of the van, you will need to move the toilet back into the central position to allow the cassette to be removed from underneath. The reason for that is it has 2 lockouts on the toilet, so if the toilet was being used, for instance, and it was on an angle, it wouldn't allow you to pull that cassette out. If you have any further questions on the Lunar Venus 570, please give me a call here at the Caravan Company and I'd be more than happy to help. Thank you for watching and we hope you enjoy the caravan.